So I believe self-awareness is literally one of the most important things, and I think it's something that we don't talk about, because it doesn't matter if you are from the industrial era, the era of information, um, the technological era, like all these things that are happening, the world's changing, evolving, um, whatever, like even like shamanism's making a comeback, even like all of these things are happening. But the most important thing, right, is self-awareness, because you need to know yourself so you know what you want to do, right? Because there is no have to do. There is nothing on planet Earth that you have to do besides live and die. That's it. So a lot of people, I guess I could just use me as an example, right? Just because I live a certain way, I'm always doing something, always working on this, always working on that, always making music, always doing the whatever. It has nothing to do with the world around me. The world around me helps me, like, because I keep up with the world, around me, and I do all this because I want to. It's a thing about myself. I don't know anything about what's going on really in like politics unless I'm interested, or unless whatever. Like I don't really pay attention to other things. I pay attention to what I want to pay attention to because I pay attention to what I'm interested in. I've I used to like get caught up in, cuz like they always say like on the internet, if you hate somebody, don't even talk about how you hate them because you're giving them energy regardless. It doesn't matter if you hate somebody or if you like somebody. If you comment on their video, you are helping them no matter what the comment says. So if the comment says fuck you, you're an idiot, that still helps them. The best way to uh, not help somebody is not even pay any attention to it whatsoever. The best way to not allow energy, is just to not give it energy. But this is all about self awareness and knowing where to put your energy. Because for me, I just understand that I get about 100 years on planet Earth. Okay, I'm 28. And I can't even say wasted because I haven't wasted anything. I I've experienced so much in such a short period of time that it's fucking nuts, right? Like I got locked up at and sent away for an armed robbery when I was 14, right? And I got sent away for a year, but that first experience away from my mom, away from my family, like realizing that nobody can there's a level where nobody can help you. And I didn't realize that until I was 14, but some people don't realize that until they're in their 20s or 30s or 40s or 50s. So I'm like, so for me, self awareness also played a part in the trauma I went through, the life that I've lived, and then I've become aware of the life I live and aware of the traumas and aware of all these things. I used to have anxiety, depression. I used to self harm. I used to all this, whatever. And I figured out why and all this shit, right? But it's all about you. Like, in a non selfish way, it's all about you. But in a selfish way, but in a healthy selfishness, because so many people are not healthy selfish with themselves. Like, you have to be selfish with yourself in a healthy way. Meaning, if you're not happy, you need to be selfish enough to figure out why and fix that. If you're not where you want to be, you need to be selfish enough to figure out why and fix that. But if you're not where you want to be, you need to be selfish enough to try to tell yourself, is it really me or is it the world around me? Like, I don't want, like, I'm in a financial journey, okay? I call it a financial journey, but it's because I look at everything I do in my life as a journey, okay? So some people are like, are you not happy? I'm like, no, I'm great, bro. I'm not. The reason why other people try to get money or try to get rich or try to get that is a different reason than why I'm trying that. Excuse me. But I think it's just self awareness. since I was 11, and see, I can only speak from my own human experience. I don't know your human experience, but I do know that everyone is experiencing the human experience. And it's like your human experience is different than mine because you're a different person, because you want different things, because you're interested in different things. I was 11 years old learning computer programs on how to make electronic music. I was 11 years old, 12 years old, learning how to record other people's music, learning about what compression was and flanger and all these different filters and effects, learning what all that was when I was 13, 14. Like, so music, like obviously it just evolved into me making electronic beats and knowing how to do it, and like the way I do it is different than other people because I use a computer keyboard and a computer mouse, not like a piano type MIDI keyboard for my computer. I've always just used a computer keyboard, the computer mouse in FL Studios, and a few other beat making programs, or like recording programs or whatever. But this is just me. You have to know yourself. So many people have told me, you should learn music theory. You should learn how to play the piano. It'll help you with this. It'll do this. It'll do that. And it's like I know myself. So I right now, like I just knew that that wasn't important for me. Um, it might like when I have time in the future, yeah, I might do that too. I might learn how to play the piano because my daughter wants she wants a keyboard type thing instead of like learning how to do it through the computer keyboard. So I'm gonna have to get her a keyboard when I get her FL Studios. So then, like, because that's how she wants to learn, and I might as well learn it too, right? But that's the thing. You've got to know yourself because I'm literally just been having fun doing what I enjoy since I was a kid and then doing what I enjoy as an adult. Yeah, life got fucked up for me. Yeah, I ended up like being poor for most of my life. Yeah, I ended up homeless and I ended up single. The girl left me cuz shit was like I was losing myself. Like so yeah, of course she left, right? But that's great. Like because then I sat here and cried myself to sleep for fucking weeks and months and fucking was lost and angry and sad and lonely and fucking got depressed, but then boom, worked on it and didn't put it in the background, didn't ignore it, didn't face away, didn't go hang out with friends to avoid it, didn't do a bunch of drugs to avoid it, just did psychedelics to face it and like literally faced myself and healed myself and began to look at myself and literally be able to just fix me. But this is all because I had that ability to have the healthy selfishness to say, I don't care what people say about me. I know what's best for me because I know me. And if we live in a world that tries to get us to always be moving, but not always moving on us, always moving on them. Like, we're always moving for our boss. We're always moving for our kids. We're always moving for our girl. We're always moving for the people for this. We're always moving like we're on this movement of whatever, but so many people are moving and they're not moving. They're being moved. Um and it's good to be moved if you were moved by some music or if you moved by a movie or something, but like I don't know how to explain it, but you have to be aware of just self-awareness is misunderstood because I think self-awareness has levels to it. There's spectrums to being self-aware because you could be self-aware as in you know what you like to do, who you are, as in like you just know what you like to do and you know the lifestyle you want to live. Then there's another level of self-awareness which is okay, but are you doing that? Like, and there's another form of self-awareness which is okay, do you know that you're not doing that if you're not doing that, and can you figure out how to start doing that? Like, this is truly becoming conscious now. For me, like, self-awareness, it's just me living my life, right? I've been using psychedelics, documenting the journey, documenting my life. I document when things go right, I document when things go wrong. um like, I don't know, I document my trips, my music, my this, my that, because I'm documenting. Not like a lot of people. grew up in the era of television, okay? And I did too when I was a kid because I grew up in the 90s. But the era of television has a lot of creators, a lot of social media creators looking at this like a TV. So they create content like television. They create content instead of documenting. They try to create episodes instead, because I used to do the same thing. My first YouTube channel was something TV or whatever, like, because I had this idea of TV. But as I started paying attention to the evolution of the internet and what was happening with the evolution of social media, when like things like Vine was created, and things like Musically, and then TikTok, and then Reels and Shorts, and they're all the same type app. They're all the same type, adaptation to this thing. But I'm only keeping up with what I want to keep up with. I keep up with social media because it excites me. Like, I don't know if you guys can tell, but it excites me. I have fun learning. I had so much fun learning about NFTs, like, because I went through the breakup last year. So about 2 or 3 months after the breakup, I started putting in like a dedicated like 6, 7, 8 hours every day to researching NFTs and crypto and blockchain and this and that. And really, maybe yes, it was a way to distract myself from the fact that I was, the girl left me and I was here in my own apartment alone for the first time. And but I knew me. I knew what I needed to do for myself. I knew what I needed because I needed that time alone. I was an only child. I was literally alone most of my childhood. Like, I don't know, it was just me and my mom most of my childhood. So like, I don't know. It's a thing where I knew that I wasn't supposed to focus on getting cars and houses and this and that, because I already went down that path of, like, I don't know if you guys ever seen my video where I said the person I was before I did psychedelics, but that was really me, and that person was gonna get focused on getting that straight cash, and doing it by any means, and getting that money, and then getting cars and houses and clothes and this and that. Like, that's all that I thought about in my head at that time. So if I would have stayed like that, I would have stayed like that. But my whole entire life has been a journey, and it's just me. You Other people can't necessarily look at my life and be like, I should be doing, like, I don't want people to, because I see people do it on Instagram. I see people do it everywhere. That so many people will look at somebody else's life and say, man, I wish I had that, or that seems cool. I wish I could do that, or whatever. And I've tried to keep it real the whole time, because if I ever do get really successful, I want people to see that success is fucking bullshit. That, like, people are lying and delusional and everyone's fucking crazy and whatever the fuck, because yeah, okay, you get rich, then what? You're still the same miserable person that you were before you were rich. You're still the same unaware, unconscious, whatever, not self-aware, uh not able to fulfill yourself, not able to fill your own cup, so then therefore you can't fill anybody else's cup. Like, even if you have a bunch of money, if you weren't filling everybody else's cup before you had the money, you're not going to fill anybody's cup. You're just going to buy yourself a house, buy yourself some this, buy yourself some that, buy something for your family, and then you're going to live your life and that's it, and whatever. And that's great if that's what you want to do. And, like, I'm not putting anybody down for what they want to do. It's just a weird thing where we live in a world, though, that if you want to do something that's different than other people, a lot of people will put you down. If you want to do the same thing as other people, no matter how stupid it sounds, no matter how stupid it is, everyone's like, fuck yeah. So it's very important to know yourself, so you're not what they would call hopping on bandwagons, because there are people that are hopping on the bandwagon of NFTs. There are people that are hopping on the bandwagon of these things, but because it's a bandwagon, because they didn't give a fuck about blockchain before. They didn't even understand. They probably don't even understand that NFTs and cryptocurrency are connected, like running on the same technology. Like, so it's not even really an interest to some people, and that's what a bandwagon really is if it's not really an interest to you and then you just get into it because it's what everyone else is doing. Especially, we hear it with slang and whatever, and it's all about just knowing yourself, because when you don't know yourself, you start to really, like, no matter what, you will start to become like the people around you. Like, if you're surrounded by a bunch of hippies, if every one of your friends is a hippie, you're gonna start acting like a hippie. If every one of your friends is a gangster, you're gonna start acting like a gangster. So, like, yes, that happens to everybody, but it happens worse to people who are not self-aware. Because when you're not self-aware, you'll start acting like people because you don't know who you are. And I learned this when I was growing up, because I'm black, so, like, being brown skinned, you think you gotta act like this and you think you gotta talk like this, and nobody tells us that it's just what everyone does, right? It's normal. But then if you can become conscious and start to become self-aware and look at yourself and be like, okay, is this how I want to be? It's not about what other people are doing. It's about, is that how you, like, look in the mirror right now. Who are you? The life you have, the way you feel, is that what you want? Is that how you want to feel? Is this all that you want to have? Is that whatever? Like, and people who look at success or whatever from a non-healed perspective look at it like it's going to heal them. That's a lack of self-awareness. The lack of self-awareness to understand that no matter how much money you make, no matter how big your house is, no matter how much land you have, no matter how many cars you drive, no matter how many women you have, no matter how whatever the fuck, it's not, nothing, it doesn't fix you. You fix you. No matter how many therapists you see, no matter how much ayahuasca you drink, no matter how many people no matter how many life coaches you talk to, it doesn't matter. Like, the only person that can really heal you is you, because you have to take the information they're giving you and then apply it to your life. You have to do something if you want to do something. If you don't want to do something, then you have to not do anything. Like, that's what I mean by self-awareness. That the world today, people are so brainwashed with social media. They see people working hard for success and always on the grind and always moving. They think that they're not doing something with their life. And it's like, bro, what that person's doing has nothing to do with your life at all. That person is just living their life and probably has no idea about your life, because, and maybe they do, but then they look at your life and be like, oh, that's dope, he's living his life. Not thinking, oh, I gotta live that same life. But if you see somebody with a car you want, if you see somebody with a nice house that you want, if you see someone living a lifestyle you want, and you want that, there is nothing wrong with them trying to go get that. But the only problem is thinking that lifestyle is what brought that person happiness. Thinking that the car, the houses, the money, this, that, that's what causes the fulfillment, the whatever, and it's not. It's that if the person has a successful life, he or she worked their fucking ass off for that successful life. They most likely had extreme self-awareness to know what things they wanted to do, what things they had to do. They probably had extreme self-awareness to know what things to put their energy into. Because we don't have enough self-awareness and self-control and self-discipline. That's what this is all about. It's all about the self, always. And like I said, in like a non-ego selfish way, but like in a healthy selfish way. That it's all about yourself. And if you're not focused on yourself, then who the fuck is? Nobody. Nobody is focused on you. Nobody's gonna get rich and buy you a house. Nobody's gonna get rich and help you relaunch your business. Nobody, even good people can't even do that, because good people are on themselves. They're focused on themselves, just like we should be. It reminds me of a Kevin Hart thing I seen. Kevin Hart once said something about, he was talking with his friends. They were talking about going to college or whatever the fuck in high school or something, and he said, they were just laughing it up, ha ha ha, bullshit, and just talking shit. That's what he was thinking. But apparently everybody actually applied for the college when they said they were going to, except for him. And the story basically goes that they were all focused on themselves, just like he should have been. That he wasn't focused on himself. And there's a problem. Now I might have butchered that whole story, but like what I'm trying to say is though that when you lack self awareness, you then lack self discipline to be then disciplined enough to become self aware. Like it's a whole cycle of like you. And if you're not in shape, that's your fault. It's not some people make every excuse in the book of why they're not what they want to be. And if you are like I know people that are overweight that are happy as fuck, bro. Like there's people that sit there and talk about oh they can't get the girl. I know fat guys that get hot chicks all the time. Like this is not a nothing matters besides you, what you think of you, how much discipline you have, like how much self-awareness you have, how much conscious awareness do you have about how your actions and what you do every single day affects tomorrow. How like how you think every single day affects tomorrow and affects how you feel. And it doesn't matter if you've lived a certain way your whole entire life, you could change it tomorrow. But if you want to change it tomorrow, if you don't want to change, then don't. You don't have to. You don't have to do anything. If you're happy, sit where you are and just be happy. Live your life. Be whatever you are. Because this is my issue is I've found my peace. I found my happiness. I now understand my happiness. I can't say I understand happiness as a whole, but I understand my happiness as a whole. I don't understand yours because what makes me happy might make you miserable. Because I don't think, like, my passion for music goes deeper than wanting to be seen or heard. My passion for music is like more like an addiction that it's just what I enjoy doing so much. Making these videos is not, I don't know, it's just I enjoy this. I enjoy the thing. I've also put the work in. I train my mind so many times to make videos like this, to be able to talk without editing my videos. And I take care of my mind by taking lion's mane mushroom every day, by taking these plants and herbs every day, by working out and jogging and eating right and all this shit because I know myself and I knew what I needed to do for myself. Just like I know the last thing I need to do is I'm getting my teeth fixed, right? And like because growing up the way I did, my teeth are fucked up, but that's fine. Like whatever, life goes on. I know myself. I know what needs to be done, and then I'm gonna do it. It's just about what do you need to do in your life because like people could do what they really want to do. They just choose not to. They think they can't, or they think whatever. And if you want to just sit down on your couch and watch Netflix, that's fine too. Who gives a fuck what anybody on the internet says? It doesn't matter what I say, what anybody says. If I've ever said in a video, yeah, fuck Netflix. Yeah, that's me in my life. That's how I feel. But that doesn't have to be how you feel. You could be like, nah, bro, fuck you. I love Netflix. I should sit down and watch that shit every day. With my girl or some shit or shit like that. You know what I mean? I'm single, so I live a different lifestyle. I'm me, so I live a different lifestyle, and that's fine. You have to figure out what lifestyle best suits you because that's all I've been doing for the past 8 years is figuring out how to create a lifestyle that best suits me, but also how to enjoy the journey as I'm creating the thing. Because I don't want to ever be like, oh, I'm gonna be happy when I get the thing or when I get there. No, I'm happy. I'm great right now. It's not about happiness because there's times where I'm crying, there's times where I'm angry, there's times when I'm whatever. I'm a human being, but I'm very self-aware of me. So I think that's the key to become self-aware of yourself, of who do you want to be and what's stopping you from becoming that. And if you are already there, like meaning you already became the person you want to be, you already went through life, you already did the thing, then yeah, then chill and enjoy your life. Just kick your feet up and enjoy shit. But if you want more, you can get more. There's nothing wrong with that. But like don't people attach this thing to things. Never attach anything to the things you have. You work on yourself and then you can get whatever you want because you're not going to like get money because you're miserable. Like, no, you're fucking great. You're not gonna get the girl because you're miserable. No, you're fucking great. So then you're not gonna get the girl because you want love. You already have love. So you're not gonna be sitting here like fiending for a relationship or fiending for money or things or a better house or a better life or a better this or a better that. If you want better, then get better. But don't fiend for it like a drug addict, thinking that that next hit is gonna, or that next fix is gonna fucking fix every fucking thing. Like, no. So, yeah, I think this is about being self aware and knowing who you are.